receive too little nutrition. There's no doubt in anyone's mind that we eat more per person than ever before, and we get less nutrients. And by the way, nutrients, which are vitamins and minerals, are not all that's important. There are many other elements, like antioxidants, enzymes, probiotics, and other compounds that have yet to be discovered that are missing in fruits and vegetables. If an organic tomato doesn't have more vitamin C, that doesn't mean it doesn't have more lycopene, which is an antioxidant. It doesn't mean that it doesn't have more cryptozanthin, which is another antioxidant, or various enzymes. All of these matter, but also what's in a conventionally raised non-organic tomato is probably worth avoiding. So the standard American diet, you've heard of the acronym SAD. We extremely overeat. We practice extreme overeating. We eat for all kinds of reasons today. Probably the last is because we want to fuel our bodies. Let's face it, folks. We live in a stressful environment. Food can be comforting. Someone once said that desserts is stressed, spelled backwards. We use them for all the wrong reasons. We eat fake fats, hydrogenated oils, trying to take a fat that's already unhealthy to make it like one that's healthy, but we call it unhealthy. I know I'm confusing you, but saturated fats are actually healthy, folks. Don't have time to talk about that tonight, but think of it this way. Everything they tell you, do the opposite, you're probably much better off. In the Maker's Diet, I had a chapter called How to Get Sick, and I wrote 25 items down that most major health organizations tell you to do, and I tell you why, if you follow them, you'll get sick instead of being healthy. Taking unhealthy fats, injecting them with hydrogen to make them look like healthy fats, but then to call the healthy fats unhealthy is what we're doing. We consume fake sugars, and we use them to create fake foods that are injected with DNA and cellular material from other species, animals, and pretty much anything they feel like. People say to me, Jordan, can you believe they tried to clone a hamburger? I said, no. Or I said, of course I believe it. I just can't believe they're not being sold yet at a fast food restaurant. The only reason is they apparently cost $300,000 a burger, and you thought Beyond Organic beef was expensive. There's widespread confusion and lack of education because we seem, or should I say they seem, to change their mind all the time. Soy's really good for you. No, soy's really bad for you. No, soy's only good for you certain ways, but not other ways. What is soy anyway? Folks, who do you trust? That's why we go back. We go way back. The industrial organic food supply really confuses things because now you can eat organic foods and still get any disease in the book. In fact, I can tell you a dietary prescription that's 100% organic and promise that you'll call me in 6 months with one of 6 chronic diseases. In 6 months. Why? Because if a cookie that's black with white cream in the middle is organic, it's still a cookie that's black with white cream in the middle. People actually avoid conventional broccoli thinking that it has pesticides, which it may, and they go for those cream-filled cookies that are organic, thinking they're better. Organic doesn't necessarily mean healthy. Who can you trust when it comes to healthy eating? Honestly, you can probably trust your grandmother or great-grandmother a lot more than you can trust the doctor or the other people that are so-called experts. Not all of us have grandparents and great-grandparents that are nutritionists, but I promise you, when you learn how to eat, you're going to think they're a lot smarter with their lack of education than many who wear a lab coat and stethoscope with years of education. I'm going to talk to you tonight about an inside-out makeover. You hear the term makeover all the time. There's television shows with makeovers. We have home makeovers. We have people makeovers. I think we have pet makeovers. Recently, I was on a hike in North Carolina this summer, and there was a dog that was completely decked out. It had gloves or shoes, and they kept slipping off, and we had to give them to him. I think she was wearing a hat, and she had some kind of what looked to be a sweater. Folks, makeovers are very popular today. But if you are going to rebuild something, or better yet, build something from scratch, what are you going to do? And I've often used the analogy, when you look at an empty lot that's overgrown before you're going to build a home on it, the first thing to do is to get rid of the weeds and get rid of all the unnecessary elements that don't belong in your final structure. And that's why minimizing and removing toxins is not only a vital starting point, but according to most of the founding fathers and mothers of what we call the natural health movement, which is essentially less than 150 years old, according to each and every one of them, removing those toxins and minimizing future exposure is the starting point for overall health. And we're going to talk about remodeling your temple. The Bible says the body is a temple, or even your house. Either way, it's something that we have to live in for the rest of our lives. And when you get symptoms, it's too late. Think about it. When your roof is leaking, it's a little late to think about how to build a roof that will keep water out. I'm only saying that because recently when it rained, we had a nice leak and put a bucket in the middle of our laundry room. Wow, I wish we would have done this when we were building the home. Fixing symptoms is never going to keep you healthy. It just might keep you alive, not feeling very well. We believe that you must first cleanse and detoxify your body just like you remove rotting wood, moldy drywall, or warped floors. This is the remodeling process. But Jordan, I don't want to remodel. I just want to get better from my X disease or my Y health condition. I believe, and I think you'll learn, that whatever condition you have is not caused by a germ. It's not caused by a gene. It's not caused by some catastrophic event that only happens to you and your family. It is caused by a fallible and unhealthy foundation. Which brings me to the next point. You need to have a stable foundation, not just what you can see, but what you can't see. On the cellular level, we're made up of cells. You need to have sound plumbing. Any good house has to have sound plumbing. In fact, I would argue that your ability to live in your home and enjoy it and function might have more to do with your plumbing than anything else. Same thing goes with your body, and you know what your plumbing is. After you make sure that you have a stable foundation and sound plumbing, you can then build upon that foundation through daily regenerative nutrition and detoxification. Regenerative is a great word. People say, Jordan, I practice sustainability. I started thinking sustainability is only good if you have something that is in good condition to sustain. I don't want something sustainable. I want something to be regenerated and then sustained. So everybody in this room, including myself, we are chronologically aging. We need to regenerate, and that's what the Inside Out Makeover is all about. So get ready for your Inside Out